understand what it's worth doing when the industry is canceling one black guy. I know what happens when they are going to elevate another.
Everybody wants to know, why'd you walk away from $50 million?
Oprah's iron grip on Hollywood might finally be slipping as Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams step into the spotlight to expose her chilling connections to the industry's darkest secrets. For years, Chappelle hinted at being blacklisted by powerful elites. But now, with Williams by his side, the curtain is being pulled back on Oprah's shocking influence. The once-untouchable media queen is facing explosive allegations of manipulation, control, and ties to unspeakable crimes hidden beneath the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Could this really mark the downfall of one of the entertainment world's most powerful figures? Stay tuned as we break down every jaw-dropping detail in this story that's shaking the industry to its core. The hidden battle: Dave Chappelle, Katt Williams, and the fall of Oprah's empire. Hollywood is full of glamour, fame, and fortune. But what happens behind the scenes? According to insiders, the industry isn't as shiny as it seems. The story of Dave Chappelle's abrupt departure from the spotlight and his mysterious journey to Africa has been discussed for years. But the truth about why he walked away from $50 million is far darker than anyone imagined. What if Dave wasn't just walking away from money, but from a dangerous system designed to break him? Rumor has it that Chappelle, at the height of his career, was lured into the Hollywood elite's trap, only to discover a toxic world controlled by unseen hands. At one point, he was one of the biggest stars in comedy. His show was a hit. He had a massive contract worth $50 million, and he had everything anyone could ask for: fame, fortune, and a powerful platform. But instead of celebrating his success, Chappelle began to notice something was off. "I wasn't walking away from the money. I was walking away from the circumstances," he once said, and those words spoke volumes. What were the circumstances? What was happening behind the scenes that made him turn down $50 million? According to sources close to Chappelle, the real reason behind his departure was not just stress or exhaustion, but a deeper, darker force. Hollywood's elite didn't just want him to entertain. They wanted control. And when Dave Chappelle started questioning that control, he was branded as crazy. "You say this about me in front of my children," Chappelle lamented. He was not just fighting for his own peace, he was fighting for his dignity, his sanity, and his family. Behind closed doors, powerful figures in Hollywood, including Oprah, were allegedly manipulating the narrative about Dave's life, trying to convince the public that he was unstable. And when they couldn't break him, they tried to isolate him. Oprah Winfrey, once the untouchable queen of daytime television, has been at the center of many whispers regarding the industry's dark underbelly. Her success and influence in Hollywood have allowed her to stand as one of the most powerful figures in media for decades. But what if Oprah's power came at a price? Hollywood elites, those who control the narrative, the money, and the stars, are often rumored to run a tight ship, using their influence to silence anyone who dares to challenge the status quo. And that's exactly what Chappelle did. He refused to conform. The industry didn't just want his talent, they wanted his soul. And when he refused to give it up, they tried to destroy him. "They were trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. They were trying to kill me," Chappelle said during an interview. These weren't just the ramblings of a man under pressure. This was his warning to the world. Hollywood is not what it seems. The very people who made him a star were the ones trying to break him down. And who was behind this attack? The rumors point to Oprah. It's not just a coincidence that Oprah, the same woman who holds the keys to Hollywood's elite circles, has been caught up in multiple controversies, including her ties to some of the most powerful and dangerous figures in the entertainment industry. It wasn't just Dave who noticed the game. Katt Williams, another well-known comedian, has been vocal about Hollywood's dirty tactics for years. According to Williams, the industry doesn't just let you fall. It pushes you, breaks you down, and then rebuilds you as someone who'll follow the rules. If you don't comply, you become a target. "They were trying to break him," Katt Williams said about Dave's downfall. It wasn't about $50 million. It was about control. And when you start questioning them, they don't just label you, they blacklist you. So why did Dave Chappelle go to Africa? The answer is much more complicated than just a personal retreat or an escape from the media. Rumor has it that Chappelle's trip wasn't just about getting away. It was his way of reclaiming his life and sanity from the clutches of Hollywood's powerful elite. "They're trying to kill me," Chappelle boldly declared. The question on everyone's mind was why? Why was he being targeted? Why would an industry so quick to elevate stars like Mariah Carey, who made a $100 million deal, try to destroy someone like Dave? According to sources, it wasn't just about Chappelle's behavior. It was about him daring to walk away from the money and power that everyone else craved. It was about him questioning the system that Oprah and others helped maintain. While Dave was fighting to preserve his career and sanity, Katt Williams was fighting his own battle in the same industry. Williams has been a staunch supporter of Dave Chappelle, speaking out on numerous occasions about the dangers of Hollywood's elite. According to Katt, the real reason behind Dave's walkout was not just about money. It was about the manipulation and control that Hollywood's power players exert over its stars. "People say he lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened," Katt explained. "The industry didn't just blacklist him. They tried to break him." Katt Williams himself has faced his own struggles in Hollywood, from legal battles to career setbacks, all of which he believes were engineered by those at the top. He has repeatedly spoken about how the industry works to tear people apart, and how figures like Oprah are deeply involved in keeping the power structure intact. "The elite don't just control Hollywood, they control the narrative," Katt has said, and his words ring true when looking at the career paths of those who question the system, from Chappelle to himself. As the story of Dave's departure unfolds, it's clear that the most powerful figures in Hollywood may be facing an end to their reign. Oprah Winfrey, once seen as an untouchable media mogul, is now facing increased scrutiny for her ties to Hollywood's dark side. Could Oprah's influence finally be waning? As more and more people speak out, the truth about Hollywood's elite is starting to surface. The manipulation, the control, the power plays, it's all being exposed. And as Chappelle and Katt Williams continue to shed light on the industry's darkest corners, it's becoming clear that the monsters behind Hollywood's glitz and glamour may not be able to hide for much longer. Stay tuned as we continue to uncover the shocking truth about Oprah's role in Hollywood's twisted system. The fall of the empire might just be beginning. The Real Hollywood: Secrets, Control, and Oprah's Empire. What's really going on behind the closed doors of Hollywood? We've heard the whispers for years, but now the truth is starting to pour out. If you've been following the saga of Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams, then you know that these two comedians have been vocal about the ugly underbelly of the entertainment industry. But what about Oprah? How does she fit into this picture? Rumor has it that Oprah's connections to Hollywood's elite aren't just about power and influence. They're about maintaining control over the narrative. The entertainment industry is a well-oiled machine, and Oprah has long been at the center of it. She's been seen as a mentor, a mogul, and a symbol of success. But according to insiders, there's another side to Oprah, one that's deeply entangled in the manipulation and control that has been described by both Chappelle and Katt Williams. So what's the real story behind Oprah's rise to the top? Why do some believe that she's been playing a dangerous game with the very stars she's helped build? It's no secret that Oprah has rubbed elbows with some of the most powerful names in Hollywood. From media moguls to political figures, Oprah's influence is undeniable. But as Dave and Katt have pointed out, power like this doesn't come without a price. And sometimes, that price is silence. Silencing anyone who dares to step out of line. When Chappelle walked away from his $50 million deal, the world was shocked. Why would he do that? People asked. After all, who turns down that kind of money? But according to sources, Dave wasn't just walking away from money. He was walking away from the control that Hollywood wanted to impose on him. In an industry driven by power and manipulation, Dave became a threat. He didn't just want to be a star, he wanted to be free. And that's where things started to get dangerous. As Dave began questioning the way things worked, he became a target. It's no coincidence that the media began labeling him as crazy, as unstable, as someone who had lost his mind. According to sources close to Chappelle, this was all part of the plan to silence him. It was so much money, Dave said, reflecting on the $50 million offer. How could you do that? But he did it because, according to him, taking the money would have meant losing his identity, his creative freedom, and his soul. And in an industry that thrives on controlling its stars, that's something the powers that be couldn't allow. Oprah, as an influential figure in Hollywood, was deeply involved in maintaining the status quo. And when Dave refused to play by the rules, she wasn't about to let him get away with it. The system couldn't let a man like Chappelle speak his truth and expose the cracks in the foundation. So, they tried to break him down, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Hollywood's monster. When Dave walked away from Hollywood, many people assumed it was a breakdown. They couldn't fathom why someone would leave such a lucrative deal behind. You were on drugs. You lost your mind. You went into a mental institution, they said. But what if the real reason for his sudden departure wasn't about a breakdown? Was it about breaking free? Dave has repeatedly stated that the worst thing you can call someone is crazy. It's dismissive, he said. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. But the truth is much more complicated. The entertainment industry is a machine, and anyone who doesn't fall in line risks being crushed. Chappelle saw through the illusion, and that made him a target. As he said during an interview, I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful. And when you're living in a world that thrives on control, that stress can break you down. It's no surprise that people like Oprah, who are deeply enmeshed in this system, would be part of the effort to keep Dave in check. But Dave wasn't alone in his struggle. Katt Williams has been speaking out about the dark side of Hollywood for years. He's been open about the way the industry destroys careers, controls narratives, and manipulates its stars. Katt has pointed out how the system works to tear people apart, and how figures like Oprah are at the heart of this machine. They don't want you to know what's really going on, Katt Williams has said. They want you to believe their version of events. And that's exactly what happened with Dave. The media's version of events was that Dave had lost his mind, but Katt and Dave both know the truth. It wasn't about losing his mind. It was about keeping his integrity intact in an industry that thrives on compromising it. The question remains, why would Oprah, of all people, be involved in silencing someone like Dave Chappelle? The answer, according to sources, is control. Oprah's rise to the top of Hollywood wasn't just about being a symbol of success. It was about securing her position within the elite power structure of the industry. And anyone who threatens that power is quickly shut down. Dave Chappelle wasn't just a comedian to be managed. He was a force, one that couldn't be controlled. And that's exactly why he became a target. When he refused to bow down to the powers that be, they did everything in their power to break him. I said I'm going to my real boss, and I came to you because I know where my power lies, Dave said. His fans stood with him, because they understood that the real battle wasn't about money. It was about standing up against a system that destroys those who don't comply. Oprah, like the rest of Hollywood's elite, had a lot to lose if people started waking up to the truth. The entertainment industry isn't just about fame, it's about control. And the more people who step out of line, the more the system has to fight to keep its grip on the narrative. The truth is starting to come out. We've seen time and time again how Hollywood's elite control the narrative, and when someone like Dave Chappelle dares to speak the truth, they're labeled as crazy, unstable, or worse. But the reality is much darker than that. The entertainment industry isn't just about money, it's about power, manipulation, and control. As more and more people like Dave and Katt Williams speak out about the toxic environment in Hollywood, the cracks in the facade are beginning to show. Oprah's reign in Hollywood may not be as spotless as it once seemed. And the more we learn, the clearer it becomes. Hollywood is a monster, and Oprah's role in maintaining its power structure is anything but innocent. Stay tuned, because the truth is still unfolding. The world of Hollywood is a lot darker than we ever imagined. And as Dave and Katt continue to speak out, we might just be witnessing the beginning of the end for the power players who have controlled the industry for so long. Oprah's dark side, exposing Hollywood's manipulation machine. Dave Chappelle didn't hold back during his special, and now the truth is coming out in pieces. His sharp words about Hollywood elites, including Oprah Winfrey, have people questioning just how deep her ties to the entertainment industry's dark side really go. In his special, Chappelle expressed just how wronged he felt by Hollywood's elite and their manipulation. "They were in on the whole thing. I felt so wronged. I felt so stupid," he said. But what exactly is he trying to say? If you dig deeper, it becomes clear. People like Oprah have been a part of this game for a long time. Rumor has it that Oprah's role in Hollywood isn't as glamorous as her public persona suggests. According to sources, Oprah's image as a mentor, philanthropist, and symbol of empowerment doesn't tell the whole story. Behind the scenes, she's been complicit in some of the most manipulative aspects of the entertainment industry. This isn't just about fame and fortune, it's about power and control. Chappelle didn't mince his words when it came to Hollywood's true nature. He said, "It's the same monster that these Me Too bees were trying to tell you about. But they hate the monster for how it fuss, and I hate that monster for how it eats. But my God, man, it's the same monster." For Dave, it's not just about the monster's actions. It's about the way the industry devours people whole, stripping them of their power and their humanity. And Oprah? She's not just an innocent bystander. She's been playing the game right alongside them. Oprah's name has come up in some troubling contexts in recent years, with several people accusing her of aiding the very power structures that she claims to fight against. From her questionable alliances to her role in major Hollywood cover-ups, Oprah's influence in the industry has been anything but benign. One of the most shocking controversies involves her relationship with Harvey Weinstein, the notorious Hollywood mogul accused of sexual abuse. Rumor has it that Oprah, who once had a close relationship with Weinstein, has been linked to covering up his crimes, and some critics say she's been complicit in enabling his behavior. Rose McGowan, who has been outspoken about Weinstein's abuse, tweeted, "I am glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't. From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' sick victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come." According to McGowan, Oprah isn't the beacon of empowerment she claims to be. She's part of a larger system that protects predators in exchange for maintaining her status in Hollywood's elite circles. Another prominent critic of Oprah is singer Seal. He accused Oprah of facilitating Jeffrey Epstein's network, a claim that has raised even more eyebrows. The details of Oprah's alleged involvement with Epstein are still shrouded in mystery, but many have pointed out her connections to powerful figures like Weinstein and Epstein. According to sources, Oprah may have had more involvement with Epstein's operation than she's willing to admit, and these ties continue to fuel the rumors surrounding her role in Hollywood's dark web. But Oprah isn't just linked to shady figures in the entertainment industry. Her actions also extend into areas that many would consider deeply disturbing. Take, for example, her controversial relationship with João Teixeira de Faria, better known as John of God, a Brazilian faith healer who was later convicted of horrific crimes. Oprah had publicly praised John of God, even calling him a miraculous healer who could cure cancer. But after his arrest and conviction for sexual abuse, Oprah's previous endorsement of him has raised serious questions about her judgment and the people she chooses to align herself with. And let's not forget Cindy Crawford, the supermodel who recently opened up about her experience on The Oprah Winfrey Show. According to Cindy, when she appeared on Oprah's show at the age of 20, she was treated less like a person and more like an object to be admired. Cindy recalled Oprah asking her to stand up and show off her body in front of the audience, a moment that left her feeling objectified and dehumanized. At the time, Cindy didn't fully understand the gravity of the situation, but looking back, she realized how wrong it was. Oprah's questioning of Cindy's manager, asking if he had groomed her, only added to the discomfort. Cindy later said, "I was like the chattel or a childlike, be seen and not heard." This was supposed to be a moment of empowerment, but for Cindy, it became a painful reminder of the toxic culture that Oprah herself perpetuated. When these comments came to light, Oprah's response was telling. The interview was quickly removed from YouTube, sparking speculation that Oprah was trying to bury any evidence of her role in Hollywood's exploitation of women. It's hard to ignore the connection between Oprah's actions and the toxic environment she helped create, especially when you consider how many women have spoken out about being mistreated and objectified in the industry. Even Oprah's close friend Gayle King weighed in, expressing her surprise at Cindy's claims. "I'm surprised and a little disappointed, because I know Cindy's been on her show many times, and it has always been a pleasant experience. So, I would hate to think that something that happened years ago could have bothered her," Gayle said. But the truth is, Oprah's show may have been anything but a pleasant experience for women like Cindy. As these revelations about Oprah's role in Hollywood continue to unfold, it's becoming clear that the reality behind her public persona is far more complicated than anyone could have imagined. From her questionable relationships with powerful figures to her involvement in toxic industry practices, Oprah's legacy is looking a lot darker than anyone expected. Rumor has it that this is only the tip of the iceberg, and as more women and insiders come forward, the true extent of Oprah's influence and manipulation may finally be exposed. Is she the force of good she claims to be? Or is she just another cog in the machine that keeps Hollywood's monsters in power? Only time will tell. Hollywood's hidden war, the battle for control. The walls of Hollywood are beginning to crumble, and with every revelation the veil is being lifted. Oprah Winfrey's once untouchable reputation is now under intense scrutiny. As we've seen with Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams, these aren't just isolated incidents of frustration. They're part of a much larger story about control, manipulation, and the cost of fame. Rumor has it that Oprah has played a pivotal role in shaping the narrative that controls the public's perception of Hollywood's biggest stars. This isn't just about glitzy red carpets and magazine covers. This is about the power structures that thrive on humiliation and exploitation. Oprah's connection to figures like John of God, the troubling revelations from Cindy Crawford, and the comments made by Chapelle and Katt Williams all paint a picture of an elite system that does more than just entertain. It manipulates, it profits, and it silences. And this isn't just speculation. There's more than enough evidence to suggest that something deeper is at play. Oprah, like so many other Hollywood elites, is said to be part of the larger machinery that keeps the powerful in charge while pushing others down. And it's not just limited to Hollywood's old guard. According to sources, Oprah's involvement with controversial figures isn't an anomaly. It's a pattern that's been happening for years. Katt Williams, known for his unfiltered commentary, didn't hold back either. According to Williams, what you see on the surface isn't always the truth. He suggests that incidents like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars weren't spontaneous. They were staged. This wasn't just about drama. It was a calculated move designed to manipulate public opinion, particularly when it comes to black celebrities. Katt Williams has long pointed to the elites who pull the strings behind the scenes, saying they use these events to control and divide black celebrities for their own benefit. These revelations are just the beginning. As more stories come to light, the connection between Hollywood's elite and the disturbing events that unfold behind closed doors becomes clearer. Chappelle's blacklisting, Katt's public struggles, and Oprah's questionable alliances all point to a larger battle for control within the entertainment industry. A battle that no one has been brave enough to expose until now. Do you think that Dave Chappelle's career was deliberately sabotaged by Hollywood elites? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like and subscribe buttons. Be sure to turn on the notification bell to be notified of our latest uploads.